to be about something that I'm really passionate about. And one of the things that I'm really passionate about is creating art. But the thing is, I actually overthink a lot about the artworks that I create and about everything in general. So I'm an overthinker. And now, I'm gonna call my talk as the art of overthinking.
Wow.
So, what is the definition of overthinking? It is to think too much about something, to put too much time into thinking about or analyzing something in a way that is more harmful than helpful. So these come with effects. One of the effects of overthinking is opportunity loss. So overthinkers come up with situations in their head and make it seem like it is very impossible to face. They spend their time overanalyzing a certain problem instead of spending their time finding a solution to the problem that they are facing. And the fear created by overanalyzing prevents a person from moving forward or finding a solution. And number two, overthinkers end up being pessimistic and unhappy. According to recent research, overthinking actually affects one's ability to make proper decisions and to think rationally. This leads to negativity and makes a person very unhappy. And the last, it complicates life. So overthinking doesn't only complicates life, but it actually steals life away. Thinking can never replace action. Hence, that's why even if you think about something over and over again, it will never fix itself. Okay. So some people overthink maybe because they have insecurities. Maybe they have fear. Maybe it's because of their past experiences, low self-esteem, and some people are just really scared of making the wrong decision. So this is the painting that I've created about almost a year ago. When my teacher first actually gave me this assignment, I was overthinking because I didn't believe in myself that I can make an A2 painting that represents the United Arab Emirates and pass it within 1 week. But still, I did the assignment because 1, it was graded. 2, I was actually one of the 4 people that our teacher chose to make this painting. And 3, painting is my hobby. I can't seem to pass it up because I like doing it. When I brought the finished product at school, people actually started complimenting me. They said that I was a great painter, but I couldn't believe them when they said that I was a great painter because I'm very insecure about my artworks. But still, I took the compliments and I said thank you because I didn't want to seem rude. This is my first ever drawing. I made it. Bird box. Yes, bird box. I made it in 2006. I made it in 2006, so I was about 4 years old. That one is actually my grandmother's nipa hut, a bahay kubo. And the bird is a Philippine eagle. Yeah. And this is a drawing of it's a drawing of Hello Kitty, and I was actually really proud of it because as a child, I didn't care what people think, and I actually had a really big ego to the point where I started complaining to my mom that the real artist of Hello Kitty didn't know how to draw because the real Hello Kitty didn't have a mouth and my version has a mouth. And these were made when I was about 8 to 9 years old. And as you can see, I started improving a little bit, but not as much. And I actually thought that I was the best artist in our classroom. I was very full of myself and I couldn't take any criticism, but I was a child, so yeah. And then I started to learn more. This was made in grade 7. This was when art classes actually started to become a little serious. And as you can see, it's not really the best. I was about maybe 12 years old. The shadow of the apple is actually very unproportionate with the apple. And until now, it still bothers me every time I see this drawing by our wall. This is actually the stage where I started to degrade myself because this is when I got access to the internet. I started to compare my works to other artists that I see online, and even though I start learning more how to create art, my confidence in myself started to go down. And this effect is actually called as the Dunning-Kruger Effect. So it is defined as a cognitive bias in which people of low ability have illusory superiority and mistakenly assess their cognitive ability as greater than it is. So in other words, it is when people say that their ability in creating something is higher than it actually is. In the x-axis, we have the knowledge plus skill, and on the y-axis, we have the confidence. And as you can see, very low knowledge and skill, very high confidence. And then when you gain more knowledge, your confidence starts to drop. And if I were to put myself on the scale, it would look like this. As you can see, my art is kind of okay. It's not the best, but I'm still learning as of now. And at the end of the scale, it is actually known as the Imposter Syndrome. This is when a person, or in this case, it is when I say that my ability to do something is lower than it actually is. I can't really admit to myself and to other people that I can make art because I don't want to seem egoistic, and I didn't really have the confidence to say that, yes, I make art and I'm proud of it. Until now, I'm actually still struggling with confidence because of my overthinking brain. This actually made me very unmotivated to create art because it took my self-confidence down to the point where I actually didn't want to talk about art right in front of you guys, but I still did it. Kind of. But I have people with me that helps me overcome overthinking, and I'm really happy that I have them in my life because they made me think rationally, and they made me be confident with the arts that I create. And I actually have 3 tips that helps me overcome overthinking, and I hope that it helps you guys out too. So one is honor your feelings. Don't ever bottle up the way you feel, because if you do, the negativity will actually overflow and you'll get caught up in this sadness that is very hard to move away from. And when I was younger, when I used to get frustrated with my artwork because they didn't turn out the way I wanted them to turn out, I would cry maybe for 5 to 10 minutes because I just got so frustrated. But I calm myself down and proceed to making my artwork better. And number 2, stop comparing. Instead of comparing your work, try to admire and inspire, because you can actually learn a lot of things from other people. And then the last, go for it. It is actually really, really easier said than done, but go for it, because nothing's really stopping you but you. And this tip actually came from Ate Norayman and Ate Kim, and if it all goes wrong, take it as a lesson. I actually didn't believe in myself that I can make a piece that relates to this novel called Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, but I still did it. I didn't believe in myself that I can make this A2 painting that represents the United Arab Emirates, but I still did it. I never believed in myself that I can dabble with oil paint because I thought it was too hard, it was too messy and too expensive, but I still did. And I never thought that I can make a digital painting because it was very intimidating, but I still did. Even though I overthink, I never let it stop me from doing what I love doing. Believing in yourself creates wonders. And that is my talk.